New music in the world from The Weeknd? Yeah, I think this emoji right here pretty much sums up most people's reaction. What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It's time for a track review of The Weeknd's new single Starboy, featuring Daft Punk on production. Republic Records broke the news of a new record, a collaboration between the two. It was really hinted at and pretty much confirmed in an interview, and now we're seeing this production duo teaming up. After years of hits, it's been 3 years since their amazing record, Random Access Memories. I was excited to see what this duo was going to do at the helm of a Weeknd track. And Abel Tesfaye has really been killing it over the years. He's been a little bit inconsistent in my opinion, but to each their own. Some of his early projects were definitely hit and miss for me. Kissland was definitely a stronger one in my opinion, and Beauty Behind the Madness actually grew on me with repeated listens. That was an insanely popular album. So many hit singles like The Hills, and of course the one Can't Feel My Face that you just could not get away from. And does Starboy really hold that hit power? Does it seem like an amazing step forward or a comeback for The Weeknd? I can't really call it a comeback because he hasn't been away really at all. In fact, this is a shorter album cycle than you see from most artists. I don't think that this is necessarily the step that I was looking for from him. It's an interesting and peculiar track, but it's not exactly what I would have expected from him. And sitting here just listening through it off and on, I cycled it for a couple of times, came back to it like an hour later, and I was like, how do I feel about it now? And it grows on you some, and I like how kind of braggadocious this track is. It's just, not caring what you think. It's gonna be what Abel Tesfaye does best. He brags about not just the women that he pulls in, but in this one it seems to be more about the lifestyle and the riches that go along with it, the fame that he's achieved. And he's saying, I'm a motherfucking star boy. I've reached this plateau of success, and you should look at me maybe in a different way. And I don't know, I hate people like that in real life, but in song form, you can't help but look to people like The Weeknd, Kanye West, and so many different people with a huge ego on them. It somehow works for a lot of these guys. And for Abel on this track, I think he does manage to reel it back in and not just have it be one of those tracks where it's just like, wow, I really want to punch you in the face because you're sitting here just telling me about all of these things that you have and that I don't have, because it's like me and my friend Spectrum Pulse pointed out one time, like, what is the market for this steal your girl, get all your shit? Who is listening to this and saying like, you know what, that's what I want? And that's what I see from people like Chris Brown. But with The Weeknd, he seems still a little bit more likable than that. I will say it's a little bit more of a foray and a slide into that territory. And with the production here, I feel like it's kind of a letdown for Daft Punk to have been producing this track. And I saw them working with Kanye. I wasn't exactly super hyped about their collaboration, although the track that kicked off his album, Yeezus, that came out a couple of years ago, I did like it. It grew on me with repeated listens. I liked it right at first, and then I was like, I backed off from it for a while, but I don't know. It's something that I've come to terms with, and maybe that's something that I'm going to do with Starboy as well. I definitely don't see this as being one of his best songs or the next hit. I think that it will fare well on the charts just because it's got The Weeknd. Of course, his name is huge right now. Everyone's looking to him, all of his Billboard chart success, worldwide chart success. And I understand why. He's a very talented individual, and I will never knock that about him, but I just don't feel like he's showcasing all of his talents here. So forgive me if I'm not the biggest fan of this song. That's just how I'm feeling. The production feels a little bit limited. It's kind of got a shuffling beat going all throughout, and I don't really like the repeated vocals that are going in the background. It just seems a little bit basic for just a duo and of course a singer that are both very, very talented in their own regard. Coming together on a track, I would have expected something a little bit more explosive. But like I said, the track grows on you with repeated listens. Me personally, I'm gonna go with a 3 out of 5 for Starboy by The Weeknd. If you've heard it, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. If you have not heard it, there's a link to check it out on Spotify in the description. And other than that, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, because friends don't let friends go and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you guys very, very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.